Welcome to another edition of Information is Power. I am your host, Tank Lewis, Brother Tank Lewis, aka Tank the Don. Thank you for joining me on this hump day. We got a lot of stuff to discuss and in a small time to discuss it because I don't want to bore you and have these long drawn out podcasts like some people do, and I want to compact some information and share some stuff with you that you might not have known. I'm sure you haven't, because a lot of people are being fleeced in these churches. And I just wanted to put something on your mind, something that I came across the other day, and within my reading of this book that we call Holy, the Biblos, Bible. One of several books that I read for information. Nevertheless, this is to dispel the notion of the tithe. We like to talk about, especially these pastors and the leaders of the church, likes to ask the question, will a man rob God? And I don't know how it's possible to rob something that you can neither see, feel, or touch. Nevertheless, people pose that question to play on your psyche, to make you feel bad, into tricking you into paying that tenth that he told you to pay. So we're going to deal with this right quick, and we're going to jump on it and jump back off of it right now. If you have a book with you, and I'm not a pastor or anything of that nature, I just want to share some information with you out of your book. So if you have a book with you, turn to Leviticus. And Leviticus, these first 5 books are what we call the Torah, or the royal law, and they have the commandments in it, the statutes, things that you're supposed to do, when you're supposed to appear, how you're supposed to appear, how you're supposed to adorn yourself, how you're supposed to eat, drink, and be merry. So, but we're going to deal with this message, this issue right now, and it's been troubling me, and I've always wanted to talk about it, but nevertheless, I've never talked about it openly. But I'm going to share some stuff with you that's going to probably dispel some things that you've been dealing with going into these temples, swiping your credit card on your square on the pastor's square machine, going into the lobby, ejecting money out of it to put in an envelope to give unto the blessed one. He is truly blessed, and he says that he's blessed because you're given unto him, not because his faith is strong and he believes in what he's preaching for you to believe in. It's to have faith in the way. Excuse my hat. We'll talk about this another day. I just wanted to show y'all that I believe in that Make America Great Again. This is my land. This is my homeland. This is the land of the Aboriginal, the Indians, the natives, which is me, and which are you, dark people. So we'll talk about that. This has nothing to do with Trump. Get your head out the gutter, get your mind out the gutter, all that. Nothing to do with Trump. This is how I feel about the situation. Make America Great Again. We'll deal with that. I'm your host, Brother Tank. If you have a Bible somewhere in the corner with a whole bunch of dust on it, grab it. Let's go and explore this tithe thing right now that these ministers and, like I said, the leaders of these churches play on to get you to give unto them. So Leviticus 27, we're going to start at verse 30. We're going to jump down from verse 30 to verse 32 through 34. Let's deal with this right now. Listen to every word that I read. I'm going to try to break it down, make it real fast, because like I said, I don't want to be posting all day. Anyway, Leviticus 27, chapter 27, verse 30, skip down 32 to 34. And all of the tithe of the land, whether of the seed of the land, the seed, or of the fruit of the tree, the fruit of the tree, is the Lord's. It's holy unto the Lord. And I call him a different name, but right now I'm reading so you people that wear a helmet can follow along. Anyway, jump down to 32. We're just setting this story up right now. And concerning the tithe of the herd, or of the flock, even of whatsoever passeth under the rod, a tenth shall be holy unto the Most High. 33, he shall not search whether it be good nor bad, neither shall he change it. And if he change it at all, then both of it and the change thereof shall be holy. It shall not be redeemed. That means don't change, don't add, don't take away from this. 34, these are the commandments which the Lord commanded Moses for the children of Israel on Mount Sinai. So there are more than 10 commandments. Let's just dispel that right now. This is another commandment. He has commandments all throughout this book. So we just say, oh, we got that 10, which we don't follow anyway, which we should be. But there are more than 10. Let's skip over to Deuteronomy, because this is what I really want to read to you guys and put it in your spirit so that you'll understand what you're dealing with when you step into these synagogues or these churches and have these people to tell you that if you give to me, money is going to come to you. If you put your tithes in this thing, a tenth of your money, when we just read that fruit and seeds and flock and herds and animals are actually permissible for tithes. And we do still have those among us today. You know, we have apple trees, we have fruit trees, we have cows, we have chicken, we have buffalo, we have fish, we have a herd, we have a unlimited supply of fowls of the air and beasts in the field and fish in the sea and trees and fruits and vegetables that we can pull from. So that thing is still existing today. So why would we say, well, that's old, you know, we got to do this now, when we still have those things among us? We still do have the tree, the apple tree among us, the banana tree among us, the orange tree among us. So why are we not doing this? Let's go and explore this a little bit. Go over to Deuteronomy for me. Deuteronomy chapter 14. Chapter 14. Now this is going to break up a lot of that bullshit that you're hearing on Sundays and some Saturdays too. Let's keep it real. I mean, my Hebrew brothers, they all over the place with their thing. They say that they keep the law, they keep the Torah, and so forth and so on. Let's really see if they're keeping it, because I haven't heard this taught like this or dispelled like this notion that all you have to use is money and that I should give my money unto you. Let's see who this money is for. Deuteronomy chapter 14, verse 22 through 29. Let's take a look at this and listen very carefully to who this money is supposed to go to. Thou shalt truly tithe all the increase of thy seed. This is 22. That the field bringeth forth year by year. So even if you don't have a field, you can go to your local grocery store and take a tenth of your earning and buy a bunch of fruit and vegetables and give it until we're going to see who you're going to give it unto. And we're not going to say money is not on the table. Money is on the table. But for what and what purpose? Let's look at it. Let's look at it. Verse 23, and thou shalt eat before the Lord thy God in the place which he shall choose to place his name there. The tithe of thy corn, of thy wine, we still got corn and wine here, of thy oil, and of the firstlings of thy herd, meaning the firstborns or the babies of the chickens, or people eat baby hens and baby cows, which are veal. The firstlings of thy herd and of thy flocks, that thou mayest learn to fear the Most High God always. Skip down to 24, and if the way be too long, if you can't carry all this stuff, and you can't bring your whole tenth because it's a lot, so that thou art not able to carry it, or if the place be too far from thee, which the Lord thy God shall choose to set his name there, meaning his name is in the land of Israel. And if you're not over there, this is what this is saying, okay? When the Lord thy God has blessed thee, 25, thou shalt then turn it into money, okay? Then and only then shall you take those supplies that you can't bring because it's too heavy or it's too far, and then and only then, verse 25, you shall turn it into money, and bind up the money in thy hand, and thou shalt go unto the place which the Lord thy God shall choose. He's going to choose to send you to these people who he's going to mention right now that tithe, at that tenth is supposed to go to. And thou shalt bestow that money For whatsoever thy soul, my soul, lusted after, for oxen, or for sheep, or for wine, or for strong drink. That means your Hennessy, nothing's wrong with that. I like the way the churches took sin and made sin smoking cigarettes and drinking wine and all. That's not sin. Sin is the transgression of the law. What law? This law that he's talking about right now that you're not practicing. Let's go on and talk about this. So again, for whatever your soul lusted after, for oxen, for sheep, for wine, or for strong drink, or for whatever thy soul desires, and thou shalt eat there before the Lord thy God, and thou shalt rejoice, and thy household. That means everybody in your household should be having fun with that money if you haven't been sent, or someone hasn't been sent to you to get that money in your hand. Okay, and now these are the people specifically who he wants you to give that wine, corn, oil to, and if you don't have it, then you bind that money up and give it to these people. And the Levite is a tribe in the 12 tribes, and his only mission is to stand on the wall, be a watchman, and deliver what thus says the Most High to you. He doesn't have a dog in this fight. That is his only mission, and if he does that mission, he will be able to rule and reign in the kingdom forever. Okay, the Levite that are within thy gates, that don't mean that he has to live with you, but if he's sitting among you within your house, within your gates, that's one person that you can bind that money up and give it to. So I'm not telling the pastors that they can't get paid, but $65 million jets, mega churches, hundreds of millions of dollars in the bank, it's ridiculous, and the people are suffering. Shame on you. All right, so the Levite that are within thy gates, thou shalt not forsake him, for he has no part in the inheritance with thee. Okay, 28. Let's hurry up and wrap this up. At the end of 3 years, thou shalt bring forth all the tithes of thy increase the same year, and thou shalt lay it up within thy gates. It didn't say lay it up in the potter's house, or the World Dome, or Lakewood. Let's read this again. At the end of the 3 years, thou shalt bring forth all the tithes of thy increase the same year, and thou shalt lay it up within thy gates. Okay, 29. These are the people who should partake in that tithe. And the Levite, because he has no part in inheritance with thee. We already read that. And the stranger, okay? These are people that you invite into your home, friends, whoever that are struggling, or whatever the case may be, but they're not your blood, the stranger. And the fatherless, okay? That's simple. And the widowed who might have lost her husband or her man ain't around, and she's struggling to take care of her children because they're fatherless or whatever. That's who you give that tithe to. Which are within thy gates shall come, and they shall eat and be satisfied, that the Lord thy God may bless thee in all thy works in the hands which thou doest. So, stop fleecing the people, okay? That money don't belong to you. Offerings are totally different. If your people want to give unto you, to be a blessing unto you, fine. Exercise that same faith that you're telling your people to have, that the Most High will keep these lights on and keep this water flowing. He's the same God that's going to do that he's doing for the people that you tell him that he's going to do that for. Stop fleecing the people. And I know that this message is not going to get out. I'm just a little guy from Chicago. Nobody knows who I am. But I just wanted to put that on your mind for a second. The tithe hoax, the hoax that they have bestowed on us to make us feel and make it feel guilty that you're not paying that 10%. And every now and again, when that money gets to getting low, and they see it, they count, they do that head count, because you're on a roll at this church, and they got that head count, and so they know how much you're supposed to be giving, because honestly, you start giving faithfully, and they have all the stuff recorded, so they know who's paying and who's not. That is not what that is meant for. These charities, the feed the children and all that, that is not what this is for. It's a lot of people among you that are fatherless, widows, Levites, actual men of God that's out here and not trying to get a dollar, but actually trying to save a soul. The stranger. There's people in front of you. If everybody did their part, you don't have to be in Chicago and I'm just going to walk all the way to Wisconsin to go find somebody. There's somebody right on your block, in your neighborhood, that need this. And if everybody did what they were supposed to do all around the world, everybody would be satisfied. We will all be able to sit at that table and eat. Nevertheless, we're getting fleeced on Saturdays. We're getting fleeced on Sundays. We're getting fleeced through the week with watching these guys beg for money. And they literally begging for money. How can you say that you have faith in the Most High and He takes care of me and He's blessing me when the people are the ones that are giving into your bosom? Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. And that's my public service announcement for today. Tithes, the great tithe hoax. Go look it up. Go read it. Let it marinate in your spirit. Like I said, some people will try to debate you and take you to the New Testament and ask you that question, will a man rob God? Take him back to this. This is laying it all out. Who is supposed to receive that tenth? And how you're actually supposed to store it up, lay it up. And if you don't have it, bind it up in your hand and give it to these people at the appointed place and the appointed time. You're getting this information. Information is power. The gods are here. I'm your brother, Tank Lewis. Look it up. Hit that subscribe button. And man, I'm coming with this information. And we're going to dispel and we're going to start breaking up a lot of this bullshit that we've been hearing for so long. The slave trade and us coming from Africa, and we're gonna start dispelling all this stuff. It's time out, people. It's time out. It's time to come up higher. It's time to get out of this bullshit. It's time to open your spirit up and allow whatever positive, whatever good, whatever that you can take with you and eat and live spiritually, mentally, physically, financially, all that. This is what we're here for. We're here to give the information. The gods are here. You are watching Information is Power. You are watching The Dark One. I am your host, Tank. And let's segue to another story, right? Well, another something that I've been kind of dealing with within myself. We got a movie that's about to come out. And again, I time travel. I do continuums in my sleep. I speak with different ancestors, and I get a lot of knowledge and a lot of jewels dropped into my soul while I'm asleep, and it's fun actually. And you can also do it. Just ask for it. He said, "We have not because we ask not," and the door will be opened if you knock. And so that's something that I subscribe to, and something that I'm proud that I can tap into. So. But I was dealing with something in my sleep the other night, Sunday night actually, and it's dealing with the word wish, okay, W-I-S-H. Wish, making a wish, wishing upon a star, Make-A-Wish Foundation, get a genie in a bottle, rub the bottle, he comes out, he gives you 3 wishes, okay. This word, and we're so used to saying it, and I'm guilty of it, I'm guilty as charged also. We're guilty of saying the word wish. What are we doing when we say that? We are possibly summoning evil spirits because when we say we got a wish and that genie pops out the bottle, what are we really saying? We are wishing. We are calling on evil spirits. Guys, we are hallowing it like we do every October 31st when we Halloween. Hallow is something simple. When we break it down, hallow means to call. Hallow be thy name. I call on your name. Hallow, hello, hallow. And we break down the wing. The wing is nothing but an evil spirit. That's simple. Halloween. I'm calling on an evil spirit. Come on, people. Stop celebrating this bullshit. Stop doing it just because we're saying that it's for the kids. It's time out for that shit. That's why our kids are fucked up the way they are now, because we keep perpetrating this bullshit generation after generation after generation. It's time to come up higher, people. Stop wishing upon. Stop, I wish, I wish, I wish. When you say that, what are you really saying when you say that? You are calling on something. to come into your soul and to do a great work for you. And it's not the one that can do the great work for you. We do know that there are other gods here, and we do recognize that. The Most High also recognizes that also when he says, don't have any gods before me. That means he knows that there's other gods here. Just don't put them before me. Stop wishing, okay? Your blessings are not coming through wishing. You're simply calling on evil spirits, okay? So let's deal with that. Another thing that I want to address, and this is for my young men and my women that try to play like young men. I was somewhere the other day, and it really disturbed me because, you know, when you walk in and you're seeing these young guys with their pants hanging down, and I mean, you know, whatever. But this particular instance, I was at the gas station, and I mean, this guy, he might as well should have just came in there with his boxers on. I mean, it's sad, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're coming up out the pants, man. They're showing you their activity, you know what I'm saying? These guys are showing you their activity and what they're about. It's not a cool thing. You look real fucking dumb. Nobody wants to see your ball prints and your shit stains, okay? Pull your pants up, pull your britches up, and put a belt on, okay? It's getting ridiculous. I don't want my daughter, my wife, my mothers, my grandmothers, etc. I don't want sisters looking at your stinking ass, okay? Pull your pants up, young man. This is another public service announcement. You're listening to The Dark One. I am your host, Brother Tank Lewis. I wanted to drop a few things on you. I was not going to post this week because we're coming at you live June 1st with a panel of distinguished gentlemen. Your president, Donald J. Trump, will be in attendance. He's going to be coming in all the way from Chocolate City. So take that with you this week. In the middle of the week, when you get a chance, sit down, read that book, crack it open, blow the dust off of it, because I know you ain't cracked it in a while. Go to those scriptures, Leviticus 27, Deuteronomy 14. Search that book if that's something you believe in. Now, if you don't believe in it, then hey, this wasn't for you. But I'm trying to save the souls of the people. I'm not a preacher, never prescribed to be one, but this is real. The tithe hoax. You are getting fleeced every time you open your wallet. You know what I'm saying? That money is not meant for him. The Most High will provide if he's in there doing what he's supposed to do. Nevertheless, we go along with it. They make us feel bad. We continue to do it. We keep perpetrating this history and this bullshit. Stop it, okay? This has been Information is Power. I'm your host, Brother Tank Lewis. Thanks for tuning in. Like I said, June the 1st, we're coming at you. We're coming at you strong, hard. We're going to be asking questions, and we're going to be talking a whole lot of shit. Tune in, man. The Dark Ones. YouTube. Subscribe. We're on Facebook. My name is Alan Lewis. Go look us up. You'll see The Dark Ones. You'll see Information is Power, Dark Team Unlimited. We are here, man, and we're going to be sharing this information with you. So come on and go on this journey, go on this ride, tell a friend to subscribe, to listen, and to pass this on. Do the research for yourself. Don't just take my word for it. Open that book and see who this tithe is actually for. It's not for TD Snakes and Klepto Dollar and Joe Osteen and all these guys. And I wanted to elaborate on some more with that because I did some other research, and who actually is the father of this prosperity message is not who you think it is. A lot of people say that it's Reverend Ike. A lot of people say that Benny Hinn and Kenneth Copeland and all these different guys, but you'd be surprised who it is that actually started this prosperity thing, and only for the benefit of making a profit, all tax free. It's your host from The Price is Right, Mr. Bob Barker. Go look it up, people. I can't make this shit up. Bob Barker is the one that put Fred Price on, and Fred Price kind of trickled it down and gave everybody this apple to eat. And they're sharing it with everybody. And people are drunk with this shit. Wake up. Wake up. Go do your research. I wanted to expound on that, but I only wanted to do a 25-minute video today. And I'm about to turn it off. Go look it up. Go do your research. Bob Barker from The Price is Right is the guy who led the charge to start the prosperity gospel. And this was way before Reverend Ike and all these other guys. This guy is wicked. They're evil. Paul Crouch, TBN, all they are wicked, wicked, wicked. All right. Thanks for tuning in, man. This is Tank. If you got any questions, hit us up at the Dark Team 2020 at Gmail. We'll hit you back with any info. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.